I can't keep up with all the work, and I've barely set up my office." "Glad to hear it." Ted studied the younger man over his cup of punch. "Old man Gallagher said you had a dog." "He's sort of a toothache with fur," Tom murmured, and then grinned at the other man. "I found him in a storm, under a city mailbox in Houston. He was just a little ball of fur and scared to death. So I took him home." He took a swallow of champagne punch. "Now he weighs 90 pounds, and he's uncivilized. He is housebroken, in a sense, but I'd actually call him a housebreaker. I only have one ceramic thing left." He glanced at Ted. "I don't suppose you need a cattle dog?" Ted chuckled. "No, thanks. I gave Corrine a pup before we got married. He's grown now, and he's smart enough to do what little herding I need around the place." "I wouldn't really give Moose up anyway," Tom confessed. "I'm all alone, and he's company." His eyes had a sad, far-away look for an instant, before he wiped it away. "The Coltrane baby's cute." "So he is," Ted agreed, glancing at the two doctors with the baby. "I wonder if he'll be a redhead like his dad or a blonde like his mom." "No telling," Tom said. "How old is your boy?" "Just a few months," Ted said, sighing. "Never dreamed I'd become a father at my age. Hell, I never dreamed I'd get married." His eyes searched the room and found Corrine's blue ones. She had their little boy in her arms. They never left him for a minute, even with so many willing babysitters around. He was a treasure, like their love for each other. Drew Morris saw that look, and poignant memories flooded through him as he rejoined the men. He'd loved his wife. After she died, he'd never thought of finding someone else. He still mourned her. He glanced at Tom, who looked as alone and sad as he felt. Farther away, Job Dodd was glaring at Sandy Regan, who was standing near Corrine. He wondered if all that hostility had something beneath it. He sighed and lifted his cup. Ted and Tom lifted theirs, too. The others in the room caught on, and Job Dodd lifted his with theirs toward the two doctors and their son. It was going to be quite a summer in Jacobsville. "Cheers!" they all said in unison. Three men, in the privacy of their own minds, stared at the child and wondered how it would be if they had families. Each of them was sure that he never would. Chapter 1. There was a muffled crash from the living room, and Tom Walker let out a weary sigh as he turned from unpacking the few small kitchen appliances that had come with him from Houston. "Moose," he grumbled. He got up from the floor and left the box sitting to see what latest disaster his pet had caused. It had all started with a rainstorm and a tiny, frightened little ball of fur hiding under a metal mailbox in downtown Houston. Somebody had abandoned the puppy, and Tom had been unable to leave it there on the side of a busy street. But the act of compassion had repercussions. Big ones. The tiny puppy had grown into a gorgeous but enormous German Shepherd mix, whom he had named Shep, but who was later rechristened Moose. As he stood watching the huge animal settle himself among the remains of a once elegant antique bowl on the big coffee table, he reflected that the new name was appropriate. It was like having a moose in the house. "Kate will never forgive you," he said pointedly, remembering how happy his sister had been when, newly married, she had given him the bowl as a Christmas gift. That was a Christmas present. It was handmade by a famous Native American potter. "Woof," Moose replied, in his deep dog voice, and grinned at him. The vet had said that Moose was still going through his puppy stage,